tweeted this last night. It was a retweet from Dan Steinberg, who tweeted, second Wednesday in May 2015.
Okay. So
Cap
we're back
season
in time.
ends in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Check. Wiz tied 2-2, dropped Game 5 on the road. Check.
Yes.
And just to whore everybody who bet on the loser fecta,
Right.
Nats come from behind to win in the 9th.
Right.
That's eerie.
Valdez, find
Trailing
that show tape.
6-2 in the 8th.
And I tweeted this last night, and it's true. I really fell in love with hockey this series. Really did, more than any other year.
I know where you're going here.
I won't watch another second of it.
By the way, you said
Was that
That
from
be 2
last
years
year?
ago?
Or
Or
2
last year?
years?
2 years
I already
ago.
tweeted last year I won't watch hockey again for at least 6 months.
About tomorrow night, I'll work.
This
up
one
some.
really hurts.
This one-
it
this
sucks.
one was-
It
Gotta
might-
let the-
it might not hurt you like it
Punch
hurts
in the
others.
gut.
It hurts.
Yeah. This one is a punch in the gut. This one
It hurts. You got to process it for a few days, and then just you got to move on.
I'm
You
not,
gotta turn the
I'm not
corner.
ready to really embrace the Wizards, although I love John Wall's heart.
Valdez, it turns out that
That
whenever
was last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
yeah.
whenever we do caps recaps, just label them evergreen playoff disappointments.
Right.
Because
Can we
you,
get
you
the-
can't just crank them up at any point.
Can we get the towny accent cakes from the 90s saying same old chokers?
Valdez
Because
might have that. I don't
that
think I
clip-
do.
Joey, you
that
know?
clip lives
Joey,
on.
you know?
I think you got to play the Titanic.
Same
because
old chokers.
I think you got to play the Titanic because I think I think it's the end of an era for sure. I mean, I think Ovi and Backstrom will be here, but a lot of pieces will be gone. Be a totally different team.
I don't know why anybody's surprised.
I don't think anybody really
I'm
is.
not surprised.
At this point, the way it played out, I will say this. As I said, I didn't. You never know what you're going to get from game to game. I saw very little carryover from Game 6. First 5 minutes, I loved the start, but after that,
No momentum.
the third
The third period was awful.
I'm
was a
convinced
dud.
momentum
Third
does
period was a dud.
I was
momentum does
screaming.
not exist.
There's no such thing.
It doesn't exist in sports. At least with the Capitals, it doesn't exist.
The sad thing is, I try and be an optimist. I am an optimist. And I think, well, eventually they're going to get over the hump.
Yeah, where's that gotten you,
You
with
know
the
what?
Caps?
The Bills never got over the hump. Where have they been the last 15 years?
Right, they've been boat
Nothing's
race on the
guaranteed.
Patriots every season.
And here's the thing: you have
You
to
can keep knocking on the door, like the thought that you knock on the door. Just keep knocking on the door.
Well, that's all you
It
can
sounds
do.
great. Just keep knocking on the door.
no, but-
sometimes on the door.
But
you
you
can't
have to do
you
it.
can't
But
just
you have
fold
to do
up the
it.
franchise.
You have to knock on the door.
What are you going to do? Move to Kansas City?
No, you have
I
to
mean,
keep-
That's all you can do. Doesn't mean you're
Sometimes
gonna,
people just knock down the door.
Here's
well,
what
no,
you do.
not this team.
Here's what you do as a Caps
Correct.
fan
Yeah,
going
yeah, not this
forward,
team.
and this should have been the mantra this year too. Enjoy the regular season. Okay, enjoy it because they give you a lot to enjoy during the regular season, but expect nothing in the playoffs. Actually, expect failure in the playoffs. That's what you should
Expect the same old chokers.
Talk about the Washington Capitals. You got new uniforms, new logo, new colors, new team. No, there's still going to be chokers in the playoffs every year. They go to the talk
where's
about
that
the
from?
Turns out I'm a
1995.
seer.
No.
Probably around there because I think they went into their new color scheme sweaters like in the mid to late
Was that from
90s.
our
Those were so ugly.
television
Yeah.
show or from the radio show?
No,
That was TV.
That was TV.
That was from the cable access
Yeah,
show.
same old chokers.
Well, here's the thing that's kind of scary, and it is what it is. I think we all have to just acknowledge it. We've seen the best of Alex Ovechkin. I'm not going to sit here and just bash him,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's all downhill from
was
here.
Now, he
terrible
almost
last
had a
night.
goal. That was
fine.
kind of a miraculous save.
It doesn't matter.
His 18 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever he played, was bad.
We've seen the best of him. The decline is obvious. He doesn't have the explosion. He's kind of a one-trick pony now. The superpowers are gone. He's a mere human. That doesn't mean we should. I mean, he still has value. I'd love to see him retire here, play here for another 10 years. But we've seen the best of him. He's now 0-7 in the second round. Never had enough to carry a team into the third round. Trotz, same thing. He can't get out of the second round. They're now 3-7 in Game 7s in Ovi's era.
Wow.
It is what it is. The team just, let's be honest, the team underachieved.
It is
they
the
had
same
guys,
old. Like that. The thing is, we didn't want to say same old. Like I don't want to go and say same old Caps.
It is.
And I remember Eric talking about this before the series started against the Penguins, and we would talk about how they historically have been beaten by the Penguins. I think now it's 9-1.
10. Yeah.
9-1.
Yeah,
the
they-
Penguins are against Caps.
Complete
And
ownership.
say, well,
Oh,
Ovi
yeah.
and this team, they didn't face the Penguins, in the 90s. They didn't face them in the early 2000s. But he's now 0-3 against Sidney Crosby against the Penguins. And they didn't even take advantage of a series in which Sidney Crosby was missing in a game. They didn't take advantage of a series in which their defenseman, their top defenseman, was out.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's
didn't matter.
ridiculous.
Right.
Had a
Well,
backup
that's what I was
goalie in.
saying. I was saying that the entire series. It didn't matter.
If you
I
can't,
don't care if you have Letang out or Sheary's concussed or Crosby's concussed. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what players you put on the ice. Doesn't matter what coach you put
They're
behind
just
the
better
bench.
they're better
They're
in
just
every
better.
every
Okay,
facet.
True.
They just
Pittsburgh is.
are.
But what my point is, it doesn't matter what team you're playing. It's not like they lose to Pittsburgh every single year.
I know, but I think the fact that you cannot deny the Penguins are in the Capitals' heads.
Oh,
if you
no.
try to tell me that the Pens are not in the Caps' heads, I don't care that
No, I
it's
get
a different
that.
cast of
they're
characters.
in their heads, but they're also better.
True.
They just have
Yeah,
they have a better moxie. There's something in them that they just
They-
have.
well,
that we
they're
don't
better
have.
just-
Scores.
the
They
Pens
have
come
an
up big.
opportunity.
You know
They
what
put it
are?
in.
The Penguins be clutch.
They look.
They just
they,
make
they're
plays.
clutch.
They just make plays when you have to.
They're clutch.
Yeah, they make plays.
They put 'em
and
in.
you know what? And we've talked
6-0
about
in
it.
Game 7
They
on the
had,
road.
and they had the better goalie.
Yeah, I mean,
No doubt.
I love Braden Holtby, but I'm sorry, the Hornquist goal was a joke. You can't let that in to go down 2-0.